Hey guys, what's going on? This is Andrew here today, and we're going to be doing another video showcasing some pickups that I got, but instead of looking at physical games this time, we are going to look at some of the games that I got during the Steam summer sale. So as of the recording of this video, this was the first day of the summer sale, so I decided to partake in it today, and I probably will end up getting some more games down the line on Steam. So, as you guys know, I am a physical collector. I collect consoles, physical games all the time, but at the same time, I also am very into PCs. I build them all the time. I'm very into PC hardware in general, so not only do I do physical stuff, but I also have a huge Steam library, since most of the time Steam is the best place to go when it comes to buying games. And considering that the summer sale is here all the way to July 8th, I decided to take advantage of that and buy quite a few games. So today I went from having 168 games in my library to 201, so I just passed that 200 mark, and I'd say that is pretty damn cool. So we're going to be looking at some of that right now, and the way that we're going to be approaching this is showing the games in PowerPoint presentations, because it's all digital, not physical, so I can't just pick up a case. So that's how we're going to do this. I hope you guys enjoy this format, and I guarantee I will probably end up getting more games during the sale, since it'll be very tempting to hold off while a sale is going on all the way through July 8th. Alright guys, starting off, we have Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, which is a game that I've been meaning to buy for quite a long time now, and the reason for that is I have a ton of friends that are really into this game and have been really into this game since the start of it. Basically what happened with this game and why it's relevant to me is I actually won a giveaway code for the beta that they were doing back when this game was in its beta stages, and I really enjoyed the multiplayer. I played it on PC for the beta for the entire time that the beta was going on, and I was convinced that I was going to get this game on day one. Well, what ended up happening was that my brother got the game day one instead of me, so basically I just wanted to use his copy of the game, but since it was his copy, he was playing it much more than I was, and I really didn't get a lot of time on the game as I expected. On top of that, later on, he ended up actually selling his PS4 to get an Xbox One, because he had the PS4 copy of the game, and on top of selling his PS4, he sold his copy of Rainbow Six Siege. So all these years later, I really haven't had any major experience with the game, but considering my brother's really into it on top of most of my friends, I can't wait to eventually get myself into playing this now that I actually own the game, especially on the platform that I wanted to play it on in the first place. Next up on my list, we have Dead Rising. So when it comes to this game, I really don't have much experience with the franchise whatsoever. The only other game that I played out in the Dead Rising series has to be Dead Rising 3, and I got that so many years back. I think I got that game around the time that I first got my PC, or maybe it was a year later. I'm really not sure, but what I do remember is that I really did enjoy Dead Rising 3 quite a lot. I didn't play any game of the Dead Rising series after that, and I believe the Dead Rising games actually ended up becoming remastered on next-gen hardware at the time, but I didn't even go near the games. I really did enjoy Dead Rising 3 for the most part. I never beat the game, but I decided that I would go back and do the first Dead Rising game, and if I enjoy Dead Rising 1, I'll go and buy Dead Rising 2 directly after, and then finally complete Dead Rising 3, and maybe eventually go after Dead Rising 4, which had a lot of mixed fan perceptions. So yeah, very excited to get into playing this game as well as everything else that's going to be on the list. Alright, so the next game that we are looking at is Fallout New Vegas. So I have played a few of the Fallout games at this point, not very much, but a few. I did play Fallout 3, and I did play Fallout 4, so very little experience with the franchise. But when it comes to games with the name Vegas in the title, I've heard from so many people that normally those games are like among the best in the franchise. So another example is like Rainbow Six Vegas. So I figured getting something like Fallout New Vegas would be a good thing for me to try out. I might also have this game on the 360, but I'm not really 100% sure. Whatever it is, Fallout is a beloved franchise, and I'm very excited to give this title a shot. Next game on the list is a Star Wars game that I don't know why it wasn't in my collection before this on PC, because I went and bought the entire Star Wars collection on Steam when they had that sale on May 4th, and for some reason this game wasn't included in the collection, so I saw this game wasn't in my library, and I decided right then and there, you know what? I'll go and purchase it. Basically, I have played through a majority of this game on the Nintendo 64. I believe this is the game that I played on the Nintendo 64 because I only have 2 Star Wars games for that system. Regardless, this game has given me a lot of joy on that system, but the thing is, I really can't stand the N64 controller. So if this game plays anything like that, I'm sure it will be much better, considering the keyboard and mouse configuration will probably be much better than if I was playing on an N64 controller. So yeah, at this point, I hope I have the full Star Wars collection on Steam, because I'm going to be annoyed if I find another game that wasn't in my library, because I spent $80 on the full collection on that day, May 4th. Alright guys, so I decided to combine all these games into one PowerPoint slide, considering they're all from the same franchise. And when it came to these, although it looks like I bought them in a bundle, I didn't buy them in a bundle because for some reason, it didn't personalize the bundle for me to buy the ones that I didn't have. I don't know why it didn't do that, because Steam normally does that, but basically I had to go and just buy all the games separately, and it actually came out cheaper. So I got Doom 3 today, Doom 64, the Ultimate Doom, and Final Doom. So I already had Doom 3 BFG Edition, but I decided to buy Doom 3 so I can install the mods on there. I got Doom 64 because I really loved Doom 64 on the Nintendo 64. That's my favorite game from the classic Doom series. I also have the game on the Switch because I got the game on day one on the Switch, and I also have it on Bethesda.net. I already had the PC version of the game on Bethesda.net because it came with Doom Eternal when you pre-ordered it. When it comes to Doom Eternal, I don't have that one on Steam because I got it on Bethesda.net since I pre-ordered the one with the physical case, since it was cheaper than if you were to get it new on Steam. I don't know why that was. It was $47, I remember, on Amazon rather than $60, so I went for the physical copy, which really was just a digital code and plus, you know, it had the stickers and all that. But besides the point, that's besides the point. I got Doom 64 again, despite having it on Bethesda.net, just to add it to my Steam library. Next game is the Ultimate Doom, which I have never played, not even seen any gameplay of. And the one after that is Final Doom, same exact thing. So I originally avoided the Ultimate Doom and Final Doom because I didn't know anything about them, and I really wasn't sure what kind of Doom games they were, if they were just the first game with slightly added features or anything like that. So until I got myself into the Doom series fully, I decided to stay away from it. And now that I really am into the game fully, probably out of all my friends, I decided to finally jump onto the game since I am getting better at Doom in general. The only other person that I know that is more into the series than I am has to be my friend Kyle. I'm gonna say his last name wrong, so I'm just gonna put his channel link in the description. He's a good friend of mine, and you know, Doom is one of his favorite games out there, so I figured I'd give him a shout out. So anyway guys, let's look at the next set of games. Alright guys, so next game on my list is a game that is similar to the Doom franchise, and that is Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour. So I played Duke Nukem 3D on the Sega Saturn. When it comes to this game, I don't know if this is the standard Duke Nukem 3D, or it is Duke Nukem 3D with some added features, or it's an entirely new game. I just saw that it's a Duke Nukem 3D, and I decided to just buy the game on PC since this is the best platform for playing these kind of shooters. So that's that. I really don't have much more to say about that. Let's jump onto the next game in the list. Alright guys, this is another bundle of games that I got during the sale, and these games happen to be from the Stalker series. So the reason that I jumped on these games today is because I just saw the trailer for Stalker 2 at E3 during the Xbox conference, and I had really actually never heard of the Stalker series before that day. But what I did hear after that, when people were talking about it, was that this was an established game on PC for quite a long time. So I decided to give myself my first taste of the series before going and playing Stalker 2. So what's going to happen is I'm going to play these games, and then I'm going to play Stalker 2 with Game Pass, or, you know, I may just play them out of order, but I am looking to eventually play these games, as I've heard that they are pretty good. So I'm going to be playing these games pretty soon, guys. I've always been a fan of, you know, all kinds of first-person shooter kind of games like this, so definitely going to be jumping on these soon. Alright guys, so this is another bundle of games that I bought, and in this bundle I got the entire Fear trilogy. So basically what's in this bundle is the first Fear game with the DLC, Fear 2, and Fear 3. So when it comes to Fear, my first experience with the series was playing the reboot game that came out a few years back, and I got that at one point during the summer sale of Steam a long time ago, and I ended up returning the game really fast because there was another game that I saw that was on sale, and honestly I wasn't really enjoying the reboot of Fear that much. But other than that, I really have no experience with this game besides when I got the trilogy on Xbox 360 and I played through some of Fear 1 on stream. But so far, I've really enjoyed the first Fear, and I think I'm going to jump over and restart the game on PC since the best place to play these kind of games are on PC, and, well, my PC is, although getting older now for the newer games, it is a perfect kind of PC to have for older games like this. So I decided to get the Fear trilogy on PC along with the DLC, and I can see myself definitely enjoying these games. Alright, so now we're going to be talking about Undertale. So basically, I've played this game in the past on PC because my friend let me share the Steam library with him for some time, and I played his copy of the game. And I got up to a certain point in the game and stopped and just never played it again. And then recently I got it on the Series X because it's free with Game Pass, and I played through all the way up to the ending of the game, which I have still not completed. I'm up to the final boss, and I absolutely suck at this game, so I still haven't beaten the last boss at all. So yeah, basically I decided to get the game on PC again just to add it to the Steam library, just for the hell of it, just in case I ever want to play through the game again. And plus on top of that, this is probably the definitive way to play it, considering keyboard and mouse feels a lot better with a game like this compared to something like using an Xbox controller. So I do like this game quite a lot. When it comes to games in the style of this, I normally sway away from those, other than like Pokemon and Earthbound. This is just one of the games that honestly I did like. I'm nowhere associated with the Undertale community at all. I really just played this game for the fun. I don't really care about the story of the game either. I kind of just like the gameplay elements with it, where it honestly requires a decent amount of skill to beat these hard bosses. So yeah, fan of the game, not a fan of the fandom, but I will say that this is a pretty awesome game. Alright, so the next game that we're going to be looking at is Killing Floor. So the last Killing Floor game that I played was Killing Floor 2 a long time ago, and I loved the game. Like, I really did love the game. You know, I have been into Call of Duty Zombies since I was in middle school, so seeing a game that wasn't exactly that, but had similar qualities to it and was just simply a survival horror game, and I was able to play with a few of my friends, I really did enjoy playing the game for some time. I didn't play it all the time, and I hadn't put many hours into it, but from what I did play of it, I enjoyed it quite a lot, so I decided to give the first Killing Floor a chance, since I kind of wanted to see what it was like before Killing Floor 2. You know, like I said before, my only other experience with the Killing Floor franchise was the second game, and I am looking to eventually jump and try and play the first one by myself, and maybe I'll even get a few friends to play it with me if they have it in their libraries. Alright, so this game right here, I've always considered more of a mobile game than a PC game, but basically, it is a much better game to play on PC because I feel that the click of a mouse or the tap of your keyboard feels much better than touching a phone screen. When it comes to my phone screens, at least, it isn't always the most responsive, and it can cause me to die in stupid places where it wouldn't detect a touch on the screen. I know you can also connect an OTG cable to the thing, connect the mouse to that, but I decided if I wanted to get better at this game, I might as well get the version on Steam, considering I don't even have the full version on mobile. So yeah, I will play this game eventually. I know a lot of people in the Guitar Hero community that also participate in the Geometry Dash community, so I figured I'd get the game just to start myself off. I don't see myself going anywhere far with this, but I do want to try it out on PC, considering I always did it on mobile, and I felt like that held me back quite a lot. I beat Jumper all those years ago, and that's about as far as I got. Alright, so right here we have another bundle of games, and the reason it says personalized in the title is because I finally bought the rest of the pack that I didn't own before. So I already had a majority of the games from this pack, and you know, Steam personalizes these bundles themselves if you already have some of the games in the bundle in your library. So I decided to finally buy the rest of the games. So now I have the entire Valve collection on Steam, which I think is pretty cool if you ask me, minus Half-Life Alyx. That's the only game I don't have yet, but my PC isn't powerful enough to play the VR game anyway, so I'm kind of just avoiding that game until I get a better laptop or PC. But for now, I just got Counter-Strike Source. I didn't really play the first Counter-Strike at all, but I do own it. I got Ricochet, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know anything about that game. I got Day of Defeat and Day of Defeat Source, another game I know nothing about, and Deathmatch Classic. So if you know anything about Valve, most of their games are very high quality, so I figured I would pick up the rest of these games and give them a shot. So basically, guys, I got my Oculus Quest 2 a few months back when I was on vacation, and I don't really have many VR games for the PC or the Quest itself. So I decided that I would get a game related to a series that I've been very into for a long time now, and the game that I got was Doom VFR. So I've heard the community kind of shit on this game for quite some time, but considering this is a Doom game, I decided to get it regardless, and considering I don't have many games to play on VR, I figured I would just jump on this one and have this be one of the games I play for some time until I find better games that I feel are better suited for me. Alright guys, so next up we have the Wolfenstein 3D pack, and basically I have always wanted to play the Wolfenstein 3D games because, you know, like I've said plenty of times, I love the classic Doom feel, and this is basically just like a Doom game. I believe this also predates Doom, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong with that statement, but regardless, I've wanted to play Wolfenstein 3D for a very long time. I just never got the chance to, so I saw it was really cheap in a bundle, and I got the original Wolfenstein 3D and then Wolfenstein 3D Spear of Destiny. So this is probably going to actually be the first game that I play out of everything that I bought today. So yeah, you may see this in the background of, you know, my commentary and all of that stuff. Alright guys, so the last game that I got today was Sirius Sam HD, The First Encounter. So I went into this game just completely blind. I don't know anything about this game at all. I saw in the preview for the game that it looked pretty cool. And you know what? I figured I'd just pick it up because it was really cheap. So yeah guys, let's sum this video up. Alright guys, so that is everything that I got today. I will continue to add games to my Steam library as time goes on. You know, there's always going to be Steam sales every once in a while, and, you know, whenever they happen, I normally add more games to the collection, especially as newer games come out and older games become cheaper. So, you know, you guys know very well that I love getting physical games, but when it comes to getting games on PC, I feel like the best way to go about it is by getting these games on Steam, because a lot of the times they come down so cheap in price. In my opinion, I feel like the best form of digital distribution is on PC through Steam. I feel like in terms of the digital market, it is much better than anything you can get on a console. So yeah, when it comes to digital games, normally when I go digitally, it's for PC, and when it comes to physically, I go for console. That doesn't mean I don't do digital on console and I don't do physical on PC. I do have plenty of physical games on console as well as having a few physical games on my PC. So I'm a lover of all platforms, as you guys know at this point. You know, I love Xbox, I love PlayStation, I love Nintendo, I love Sega, I love Atari, and I love PC. So anyway, guys, thank you all for watching this video. I will see you all in the next one, and I hope you like the quality of this mic, because I sure as hell do.